Anwar, we can't ignore the controversy around the Afghan final and the case currently at the CAS. What is your perspective on that situation?
Oof, it's a very hard one. Personal opinion, and sorry for my Moroccans, if I was a player and I was playing for Morocco and I played this final and at the end I lost it, I wouldn't want to have the trophy at the end, if you understand what I mean.
Yes.
I wouldn't take the trophy afterwards, after they received it. I would give it to them, and inshallah in the next 2 years we try again. But this is not like the real feeling of winning it, even though they might get it now. They got it. I wouldn't be happy with it.
With the upcoming World Cup, do you believe Morocco can go far?
It's going to be tough, and there will be now high expectations, so it's going to be very difficult. But if they really have the mindset like what they did in Qatar in 2022, there is a possibility, but it's going to be very tough.
Which Moroccan player could surprise everyone, do you think, at the upcoming World Cup 2023?
Yeah, good question. I think there is a lot of good players in there, but obviously the player I like the most is Hakimi. Mashallah, very good player. He really stepped up, and after when he arrived at PSG, I think he stepped up as a player, and I think he really makes a difference. He plays as a right back, but he's literally using the whole flank. So he's literally a right back, a right winger, an attacker. And I think he really makes a difference. So I think he's very, very important, and I think he can make the difference.
The 2026 World Cup will include 48 teams. How will that change the tournament?
Well, it's going to be tough for the players. It's going to be a lot of matches, and obviously for the fans it's amazing. There will be a lot of games on, so it will be enjoyable to watch those games. And as you said, there will be more countries.
Do you think it's going to be like easier or more unpredictable?
I think more unpredictable, as you said, because 48 teams, more competition, so it's going to be tough.
Who do you see as the favorites to win the World Cup?
Oh, good question. I have two favorites. I think either France or Spain. I love France. Lamine Yamal, mashallah, very good player. They have a very good team. And France, they have basically two teams. They have a big squad. So I think one of these two teams is going to win it.
You've represented the Netherlands before. What are they missing to return to the top?
Yes, I think they have a good squad. They have good players. If you look at the names, there are big names in there. But I think the thing they are lacking is like the mentality to win, really win. If you, for example, compare them to South American teams, where they would die on the pitch, Morocco during the World Cup in Qatar, they really fight for each other. They really go till the end for each other. I think this is lacking in the national team of Netherlands.
Do you think the current generation maybe can compete for major trophies?
Oh, I think it's going to be a tough one. As I said, I still follow them and I still watch the games. And I think they lack the winner's mentality. I think they need to get a bit of the South American mentality where they really want to die on the pitch. And I think this is missing.
Now, Anwar, we finish up with a quick fire round. No thinking.
Okay.
Ready?
Yes.
Okay. Netherlands versus Morocco. Who do you support in the World Cup?
Morocco.
Morocco. Dribbling or speed?
Dribbling.
Scoring or assisting?
No, scoring.
Memphis Depay or Cody Gakpo?
Memphis Depay.
Bruno Fernandes or Kevin De Bruyne?
Prime time or now?
Now.
Now, Bruno Fernandes.
Ollie Watkins or Jack Grealish?
Jack Grealish.
Mohamed Salah or Riyad Mahrez?
Mohamed Salah.
Ashraf Hakimi or Alphonso Davies?
Ashraf Hakimi, 100%.
Mbappé or Vinicius Junior?
Mbappé.
Dembélé or Rafinha?
Dembélé.
Kluivert or Van Persie?
You're asking me hard questions now. I would say Van Persie because I played with him and I had a good relationship. Van Persie, yes.
You choose Van Persie?
Yeah, Van Persie.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, Van Basten or Johan Cruyff?
No, Johan Cruyff.
Johan Cruyff. competitions have returned to normal after a difficult time in the region. How did you experience that time?
Yeah, obviously, it's something new for me. I grew up in Europe, and things like this had never happened to me before. So it was not something you really look forward to it. But alhamdulillah, I'm grateful the way the state of Qatar handled it. Yeah, we get notifications, and so far, alhamdulillah, we are okay. You want to play football, and I think we did it quite quick. So I think it was maybe 10 days where we didn't play football, and everything returned to normal. And yeah, we're just trying to focus on our job now. And yeah, we believe in the government that they will help us in this, and they're doing very well in it.
After almost 7 months with Asilia, do you feel fully settled down?
Yes, I do. I have to say, obviously, first, I'm very grateful after what happened to me to play football again. It was not easy to find a club. I've been in this situation one time before where I was a free agent after PSV, and I found the club very quick. There was loads of clubs chasing me, wanting me, so. And then in this time, it was very hard to find. So, and one of the first clubs who came to me was a club from Qatar, Al Salia, and they believed in me, they put a trust in me, and I was very grateful for this opportunity. And now I'm very happy to play for Al Salia. It's like a very family, warm club. They support me in everything. I came in a difficult time where we were not winning games, but now I think we are progressing. We are on the right track, and it's still going to be difficult, but. Yeah, as I said, I really feel home, and I'm very happy to be a player for them.
Anwar, what are the key differences between football in Europe and in Qatar?
I think the main things is obviously the atmosphere in the stadium, like fans-wise. But I think overall there are a lot of similarities. You see that they taking it very serious with training, with everything around it, like with the dietist and stuff like that. So obviously there is more quality in Europe. We have to be honest. So I think those two are the main the keys. But I think it's a very strong competition. It's not a bad competition.
Before joining Al Salia, what were the main factors behind your decision?
Obviously, I was looking for a club who appreciate me after what happened to me, and to find a club where I can play football again. Obviously, the main reason why I want to come here is a Muslim country, and I'm a Muslim myself, alhamdulillah. So I was very grateful to have this opportunity ready for me. So I didn't have to think twice, and I was ready to go.
So you're saying maybe your experience and minds influenced that decision?
I think so, because after Mainz, I have to be honest, loads of clubs were scared to take me. They didn't want any problems, or everyone knew like whoever took me after Mainz it's gonna be a media explosion. So I'm very grateful for Cardiff, and I have to thank Vincent Tan, the owner, a Malaysian owner, who gave me the opportunity, because there was not much left in Europe or elsewhere except in the Middle East.
Your stint at Mainz gained global attention. How did that experience change you as a person?
Well, obviously, you got to know more about what's happening in the globe. You're gonna focus more and educate yourself about what's happening. And I always did this, and I still stand. I still have yes, exactly, and my opinion hasn't changed. I have no regrets at all for what I did, and I will do it in a heartbeat over and over again. Yeah, so, and I'm very grateful for the support I get from Muslims, non-Muslims, people appreciate what I did. But as I said, I did this at the bottom of my heart. I grew up in Holland with great parents, with my sisters, 3 sisters, who always helped me and always said that you have to do the right thing. And I think I did the right thing, and there are some things money can't buy, and my opinion is one of them.
Anwar, you said it once, stand for what is right, even if you stand alone. Did you ever feel alone?
No. I always felt the support, obviously, from my family and from my close friends. They're always by my side. My wife is always standing by my side, and my parents and my sisters, I have a very good relationship with them. Obviously, when it happened, I felt horrible, I'm gonna be honest. It was tough. It was not easy, but the support and the love I got from loads of people worldwide, and especially from the Muslim community, did me so good. Yeah, I can't lie about that. So I'm very grateful for everyone who supported me because they helped me getting over this as well.
Was there a message or maybe a moment of support that stayed with you?
Yeah, there was loads of them. People making dua
like
for me.
One message, like.
Yeah, not really, because I get so many messages, obviously. But I have to say, I think then it's from my mother's one. Obviously, my mother is very dear to me. And I think she said, like, I'm very proud that you are my son, and I think this is the best thing you can hear from your mother. So I think this is what she told me, and this will always stay with me.
رضا الوالدين.
Yes.
Yes. Anwar, people often say football and politics should stay separate. Do you truly believe football is for everyone?
Yes, football is for everyone, but I don't agree. If it's about humanity, I think everyone should express their feelings. We are humans as well. And if it's about other human lives, I think we have the right to speak up, not only politicians, people in other jobs as well. And I think it's the right of every person to express their feeling, especially if it's about children, women, or innocent people. I think we have the right and we have to speak out because people need to know and that everyone can express their feelings. And I think that's very important.
Do you believe footballers or athletes in general have a responsibility to speak on humanitarian issues, or maybe it's a personal choice?
No, I think 100% people need to speak up. I think anyone who's being quiet is complicit. And sorry, I'm very hard in this. I think if you've seen live on 4K on your phone a Palestinian Holocaust, that's how I call it, not a genocide anymore, a Palestinian Holocaust. If you see what has been happening, I think you can't be quiet, especially if you have influence. I think you need to speak up. You see so many innocent people dying live on your phone. You can't say I haven't seen it, I don't know anything.
At the end matters.
Yes, exactly. Your voice at the end matters indeed. And I think the more people speak up, the more pressure there will be. And the bigger chance it will stop and people do something about it. As long as we just watch it and ignore it, it's impossible. So I think to anyone who has influence, you should speak up, and you can't say like it's complicated, I don't know much about it. Then you have to educate yourself and you can see it, because you can't just watch images of kids blowing alive.
And remain silent.
Exactly, and remain silent, say like, I don't know what's happening. Maybe there is other people being wrong, or you speak about terrorists or whatever. You can't do that. You have to educate yourself, and as soon as you see innocent people dying, I think you need to speak up.
Step up. Is freedom of expression truly protected in professional football, do you think?
No, it's not. You see with me what happened. And I think it's easier to express your feelings in the Middle East. I'm not going to lie about it, because here the people are more connected to you and they feel the same.
No double standards.
Exactly, less double standards. But in Europe, you cannot speak up. I can say this without doubt. In Europe, it's very different. To just give a small detail of my story, it was, or you're going to be quiet and apologize, or you will lose your job. This is literally what they told me. So yeah, you're not able to speak up, and I think that's the reason why so many football players or many other influencers are being quiet, because they get shut down, and you will be blocked from every way of income or of your livelihood.
Recently, Anwar, we've seen incidents of racism, including what happened during the Spain versus Egypt friendly. What is your opinion on that?
Yeah, it's very annoying now. It's very sad. I think freedom of expression is everyone's right, but I think at the moment there is no filter anymore. I think now people just try to express themselves without trying to not hurt people anymore. Now it's very easy to express your opinion and say stuff about religion and stuff like that, but without, you're going to hurt people as well. It's my freedom to say whatever I want, but I cannot just say anything about your family. That's not nice. So there must be a filter, and I think we exceed that filter now.
Why do you think racism seems more visible in European stadiums?
Very good question. Obviously, as I said, like in the Middle East, here we are more connected, I think. I think the people here appreciate each other more. And in Europe, it's like
It's about the culture,
too divided.
the roots.
Yes, and I think it's too divided in Europe now. People getting like separated now, and they clash now, and I think this is the big problem.
Can football ever eliminate racism completely?
Completely, to be honest, I'm always a positive guy, and I always try to see everything positive. But you can't get it outside of football. No, this is not possible. There will always be one or two people who will be in stadiums shouting racism stuff. But definitely you can do a lot about it, and I think they are trying. But to get it out, definitely it's not possible.
Growing up between Dutch and Moroccan cultures, how did that shape you?
Obviously, I grew up in Holland. Everyone knows that. And in Morocco, and as a Muslim, I have different values. But it was okay. Holland is a country where you can express your religion, your freedom. Alhamdulillah, there are some differences. But as long as you try and you try to understand other people's values, I think it's okay.
Do you see it as a blessing or a challenge?
Both. It's good to be in a different country where you really test your religion. For example, in Ramadan, where you are just one of the only person who is fasting. For example, when I was in Ajax, I was the only one fasting, and then you have nobody around you. Now, alhamdulillah, in Qatar, my whole team is fasting, so that's very good. So you get the power of it. But at the same time, when you're alone, your connection with God is more, and then you will be getting stronger, and your imam gets closer as well.
At this stage of your career, Anwar, how would you describe yourself as a player today?
Well, obviously, a lot have happened to me, so I would say I'm a very experienced player, but I think I have still a lot in myself, and I'm very capable of doing so. So now I want to focus on football again. A lot have been happening, and I think I can play many more years in Qatar, and I would love to do so, especially me and my family are very happy here. We live here, alhamdulillah, a very good life, and I'm grateful to be here, and I want to show the Qatari people that I am able to not only be good outside the pitch, but also inside.
What part of your game has improved the most over the years?
I think the most, obviously, the experience to win games, to know what a game is asking. Obviously, when you get older, you know how to deal with football matches. And because football is also a mental game, you know, and I think it's very important to know to deal how the game goes, and I think I can help other players in this as well.
You've played in different leagues. Which one developed you the most tactically?
Good question. I would say I think tactically, definitely Premier League is like that's where I learned the most. But I think in Ajax, you know. They teach you a lot of tactics and technical stuff. So I would say in Ajax.
If you could go back, is there one decision in your career you would change?
Ooh, very good question. I like it. If I would choose one, definitely not what I did with Mainz. But if I could change one, maybe I shouldn't left Ajax as soon as I did. For the people who wants to know, I left Ajax when I was 21 years old. I went to Lille in France on my own, without my family. Yeah, Lille in French. And without my parents. I was always staying till the age of 21. I was living with my parents. So leaving your parents' house, go alone in a different country at this young age, I think I wasn't ready yet.
Anwar, Moroccan football is living one of its best periods after the World Cup semi-final and the recent AFCON performance. How do you see this evolution, and what impressed you the most about that squad?
No, I'm very proud as a Moroccan myself. They are doing amazing, especially at the World Cup. It was, I think, historically amazing what they did. And I see, a lot of progress. You see much better players coming now, and you see players willing to play for Morocco. And I think this is very important. Me, myself, I choose to play for Holland. At the end, I changed it to Morocco, but it was a bit too late. But it's good to see like Moroccan players wanting to play for Morocco because they step up the level. And they are very up there now. So it's a good sign, and I hope they can continue like that.
Today, when you watch Morocco, Do you ever think maybe, oh, that could have been me?
Of course, yes. I'm not gonna lie. Obviously, everyone know I choose Holland. At the end, I changed it for Morocco, but obviously it was a bit too late. But yeah, at that time, not many players were choosing for Morocco, and now you see everyone wants to play for Morocco because they are doing very well. And so yeah, I think this is very important that all the Moroccan players wanting to play for Morocco, and this will help step up the level.
How much did Cristiano Ronaldo's advice influence that decision?
Well, it had a big impact. I wouldn't say like because of him I decided it, but definitely when I met him, it was one of the questions I asked him, like if you were me, I was playing in Ajax at the time, what would you do? Would you play for Morocco? Would you play for Netherlands? And he said to me, I would choose Netherlands. It's a bigger podium. It's
International.
It's more international exposure, stuff like that. So I took it as in consideration, but it wasn't like the final touch to choose. At the end, it was my final opinion.
If you could go back, would you choose differently?
To be honest, yes. But also because everything what is happening now in the world. You can see now, and what do I mean with that? In the last 3 years, you can really see the differences now, how it goes with Islam and around the world, what is happening and how they see people. There is exposure now which open your eyes. And I think you should always go to your roots, and this should be in consideration. I think it's very important for players to know from which country they really are. And I think if you do that, it's easier to make a decision. Yes, I think it's very important that you know that at the end you will always be, for me for example, I will be a Moroccan, no matter what.
Anwar, we can't ignore the controversy around the AFCON final and the case currently at the CAS. What is your perspective on that situation?
Oof, it's a very hard one. Me, personal opinion, and sorry for my Moroccans.
كما استمعنا جميعا ماذا قال جمال سجاتي صاحب برونزية سباق في 100 متر في أولمبياد باريس 2024 منذ أيام فقط. كما استمعنا الشبشرة الكبيرة التي تعرض لها العداء الجزائري قبل الانطلاق السباق بدخول أعضاء من مكافحة المنشطات الرياضي إلى مقره في باريس من أجل التفتيش. حسب الكثير من الإعلاميين هناك قالوا بأنهم يريدون التشويش على العداء الجزائري قبل انطلاق السباق، وهو مكان سجاتي للأمانة كان يستطيع الحصول حتى على الذهبية في ذلك السباق، لكن اكتفى بالبرونزية العداء الجزائري الشاب، فيما آلت الذهبية للعداء الكيني والفضية للعداء من كندا. أكيد سجاتي يبقى واحد من أبرز الأسماء الجزائرية في السباقات القصيرة. إن شاء الله بالتوفيق له في أولمبياد أمريكا 2028 إن شاء الله بعد 4 سنوات من الآن. سجاتي سوف يدخل إن شاء الله للفوز بالذهبية في أولمبياد أمريكا. كما لا ننسى أيضا أبطال الآخرين مثل نعمور صاحبة الذهبية في جيباز والملاكمة الجزائرية إيمان خليف صاحبة كذلك الذهبية في وزن 66 كيلوغرام. إن شاء الله بالتوفيق إن شاء الله للوفد الجزائري في ملتقيات أخرى ومشاركات إقليمية وحتى قارية قادمة. وهنا شباب قد وصل إلى نهاية فيديو، ما تنسوش تعملوا باللايك والاشتراك في القناة وتفعيل زر الجرس لتصلكم قريبا. السلام عليكم.